Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Kalachandji, Radha Kalachandji Radhe. Kalachandji. Jaya Radha Kalachandji, Radha Kalachandji Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Purvikacharya Asatara Satta Sri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Purvikacharya Asatara Satta Sri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Chai Mukunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Dhama Ki Jai. Jamuna Maya Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Priyat Mridanga Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Transcendental Krishna Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai. Go Premanandi. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Cartels. Gopijana Vallabha Girivadadari. Cartels. Gopijana Vallabha Girivadadari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Danjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Danjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari He Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivadadari Hey Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari O Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Hey Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari O Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Hey Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari O Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Hey Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana O Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana O Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Do we have a mic out for reading? So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, text 6 through 14, please.
To protect the Yadus His personal devotees from Kamsa's attack, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishwatma, the Supreme Soul of everyone, ordered Yogamaya as follows.
The Lord ordered Yogamaya, O my potency, who are worshipable for the entire world and whose nature is to bestow good fortune upon all living entities. Go to Vraj, where there live many cowherd men and their wives. In that very beautiful land, where many cows reside, Rohini, the wife of Vasudeva, is living at the home of Nanda Maharaj. Other wives of Vasudeva are also living there incognito because of fear of Kamsa. Please go there.
Within the womb of Devaki is my partial planetary expansion known as Sankarshan or Shesha. Without difficulty, transfer him into the womb of Rohini.
O all-auspicious Yogamaya, I shall then appear with my full 6 opulences as the son of Devaki, and you will appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, the queen of Maharaj Nanda.
By sacrifices of animals, ordinary human beings will worship you gorgeously with various paraphernalia, because you are supreme in fulfilling the material desires of everyone.
Lord Krishna blessed Maya Devi by saying, in different places on the surface of the earth, people will give you different names such as Durga, Bhadrakali, Vijaya, Vaishnavi, Kumuda, Chandika, Krishna, Madhavi, Kanyaka, Maya, Narayani, Ishani, Sharada, and Ambika.
The son of Rohini will also be celebrated at Sankarsana because of being sent from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. He will be called Rama because of his ability to please all the inhabitants of Gokula, and he will be known as Balabhadra because of his extensive physical strength.
Thus instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yogamaya immediately agreed. With the Vedic mantra on, she confirmed that she would do what he asked. Thus, having accepted the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, she circumambulated him and started for the place on earth known as Nanda Gokula. There she did everything just as she had been told.
So now we'll go to text 9. Attaham sabhagena devakya putratam shubhe prapshami tvam yashodayam nanda patnyam bhavishyasi Ataham amshabhagena devakyaha putratam shubhe prapshami tvam yashodayam nanda patnyam bhavishyasi Atyahamam shabhagena devyakya putratam shubhe prapshami tvam yashodyayam nanda patnyam bhavishyasi. Synonyms together. Ata, therefore. Aham, I. Amsabhagena, by my plenary expansion. Devakya, of Devaki. Putratam, the son. Shubhe, O all auspicious Yogamaya. Prapshami, I shall become. Tvam, you. Yashodayam, in the womb of Mother Yashoda. Nanda Patnam, in the wife of Maharaj Nanda. Bhavishasi, shall also appear. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. O all auspicious Yogamaya, I shall then appear with my full 6 opulences as the son of Devaki, and you will appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, the queen of Maharaj Nanda. Purport. The word Amsha Bhagena is important in this verse. In Bhagavad Gita 10:42, the Lord says, Attava bahunaitena kim jatena tavarjuna vishtabhyaham idam krishnam ekam shena stito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Everything is situated as a part of the Supreme Lord's potency. In regard to Lord Krishna's appearance in the womb of Devaki, Brahma played a part also, because on the bank of the milk ocean he requested the Supreme Personality of Godhead to appear. A part was also played by Baladev, the first expansion of Godhead. Similarly, Yogamaya, who appeared as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, also played a part. The Jiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, and Shakti Tattva are all integrated with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when Krishna appears, he appears with all his integrated parts, as explained in previous verses. Yogamaya was requested to attract Sankarshana, Baladev, from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini, and this was a very heavy task for her. Yogamaya naturally could not see how it was possible for her to attract Sankarshana. Therefore, Krishna addressed her as Shubhe, auspicious, and said, Be blessed. Take power from me, and you will be able to do it. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anyone can do anything. We'll read that again because that's the focus point. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anyone can do anything, for the Lord is present in everything. All things being his parts and parcels, Amsha Bhagena, and increasing or decreasing by his spiritual will. Does that make grammatical sense? The increasing and decreasing? When I read it, I was like, does it sit well with everybody else? For some reason, I read it a few times. I was like, what is that referring to? Oh, we'll talk about it after, I guess. We'll finish the purport. Balaram was only 15 days older than Krishna. By the blessings of Krishna, Yogamaya became the daughter of Mother Yashoda, but by the supreme will, she was not able to enjoy the parental love of her father and mother. Krishna, however, although not actually born from the womb of Mother Yashoda, enjoyed the parental love of Mother Yashoda and Nanda. By the blessings of Krishna, Yogamaya was able to achieve the reputation of being the daughter of Mother Yashoda, who also became famous by the blessings of Krishna. Yashoda means one who gives fame. Now we'll do the Mangala Charna together. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. O all auspicious Yogamaya, I shall then appear with my full 6 opulences as the son of Devaki, and you'll appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, the queen of Maharaj Nanda. So I thank everybody for your association. I was thinking to start off class by saying what a great fortune it is to be able to speak on the Bhagavatam. Just like all the different devotional activities that we do is cause this mercy, but it's like who spoke the Bhagavatam? Shukadeva Goswami, right? We're being given the opportunity to repeat the words of and who is he? And who else? Huh? Yeah, son of Vyasadeva, and as Shukadeva Goswami, a parrot of Radharani. So what to speak of being able to repeat the ecstatic devotional sentiments of Prabhupada, right? So just like I heard my Guru Maharaj say one time, it was like who dresses Krishna? Mother Yashoda, and then some fortunate friends from time to time, right, might assist if they want to have Krishna hurry up, or they want to have their pastimes expedited. You know, they're excited to help. And but we're also given that opportunity by Prabhupada's grace every day, and unlimited in temples all over the world. People are directly dressing Radha and Kalachanji, Radha Govinda. So, you know what Vaisheshika Prabhu likes to say, what you appreciate. So to the degree that we appreciate what we've been given, to that degree we actually qualitatively reciprocate with the intensity or the beauty of the mercy that we've been given. So thank you for this opportunity, and thank you, because if you weren't here, I wouldn't be here myself. So now, what did we just talk about? Let's think about the verses that were said. Right now, Krishna is asking Yogamaya to transfer Balaram, Sankarshan, from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini, and then he asked her to appear, right? And then how did she respond? Yeah, the Om, that's like, in English we'll say, if somebody asks you to do something, you're like, yep. Nope. That's not actually. If from now on we can try to ISKCONize this terminology. Somebody asks you to do something, and we circumambulate that person, Om, and chant Om, and they'll be like, "What the?" Make it. That's Prabhupada said that's in the purport. That substantiates that you're accepting the instruction, and it's a Vedic way of substantiating of receiving an instruction. So, right here, we have the great fortune of being in the 10th canto, and coming up to Krishna's appearance in just the next verses. Krishna has already said, in this verse, that I'll appear with my 6 opulences. So, sometimes they say we just had the Happy New Year, and then a lot of devotees were posting that thing by Prabhupada. It was a quote that said, Prabhupada said, every day is our Happy New Year because everything is ever fresh, right? So just like Janmashtami. Janmashtami is once a year, but we're reading 10th canto right now, and Krishna is about to appear. So this is the spiritual reality that Krishna's pastimes are called Nitya Leela, right? They're eternally going on. It's just like when we may see a sunset in Dallas. It's setting at whatever 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and we're thinking, okay, the sun is going down, but the sun is situated in its own place, and it's shining, always. But then as it's setting somewhere, let's say Dallas, then it's rising somewhere else. So similarly, the traveling Nitya Leela roadshow of Krishna's eternal pastimes, one universe he's appearing, one universe he's youth, and he's taking out the cowherd boys and the calves. In another universe, he may be Moshalya. Is that how you say it? The passing. How do you say it? Moshalya Leela, when Krishna leaves. So all these activities are going on eternally, and it is up to us how we want to enter into it, right? In Krishna consciousness, Krishna is ready and super interested in reciprocating love and devotion with every one of us, but it's up to us how much we want to, surrender, how much we want to reciprocate with Krishna. So I was thinking, just like it's explained that Janmashtami happens once a year in one sense, but Prabhupada also says that you can see Krishna, or Krishna also in some of these purports, in the next coming purports, Prabhupada said that Krishna has taken birth in the womb of this Krishna consciousness movement, and that we have to kill the kamsa of our material desires, or society's material desires. So that is up to us, like how much we want to reciprocate with Krishna, or have Krishna appear within our hearts. Just like it's explained that Vasudeva transferred Krishna to Devaki from his heart to her heart. It wasn't a material relationship. And Prabhupada puts in one of the purports that that's what Diksha is, to give Krishna from your heart to someone else's heart. And then in one of the purports, I highly recommend reading, that's what this module, I feel that Kalakanta Prabhu's Krishna House module is, that we don't just come, those that are listening, don't just come to hear, but also that we study it together. like all these purports that I didn't read, I highly recommend that on our own we study together. Then it's more absorbing, and you get all the spiritual nuggets that Prabhupada wants to give us. It's like in the further purport, I don't think it's read in the class, but Prabhupada says that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that the relationship between Vasudeva and Devaki, because he transferred Krishna from within his heart to her heart, was a heart-to-heart relationship. And I was like, well, that's what like everybody is longing for, right? We want intimacy. We want, closeness, and we want relationships to be genuine and intentional. And that can be done when Krishna's in the center. The more we have Krishna in the center of any relationship, the more it's heart to heart. Just like my guru likes to say, what comes from the heart touches the heart. So I wanted to speak how Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvataha tyaktva deham punar janma naiti mamaiti so arjuna. That one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities, he doesn't take birth again in this material world, but he attains my eternal abode. So that's what we're doing just by hearing. We're getting insight into how Krishna appears, why he appears, just like the backstory right now. Just before Krishna entered the womb, he had to clear it of the sadgarbhas, right? So before Krishna can enter our heart, so to speak, we have to clear it of lust, anger, envy, of all the the 6 unwanted things. And then even after they're cleansed or cleared or killed, then still Yogamaya comes, right? So it's like, to prepare the situation. No, well, Balaram comes, and then Yogamaya also assists, and everybody has their part. Like that's a beautiful way that Prabhupada puts it in the purport, that I'm in the wrong section. So he said, in regard to Lord Krishna's appearance of the womb of Devaki, Brahma played a part also, because on the bank of the milk ocean, he requested the Supreme Personality of Godhead to appear. Part was also played by Baladev. Similarly, Yogamaya, who appeared as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, also played a part. So, and then it goes on to say how all of the integrated parts of the Lord appear with him to play their part, right? Because Krishna, he's omnipotent, he's all-powerful, he could do everything by himself. Just like when it said that there's no need for Krishna to come personally to kill the demons, he could just desire it, right? Satya Sankalpa, whatever Krishna desires happens automatically. But he wants to take part, and he wants us to take part. Who would like to take part in Krishna's appearance and activities? Jai. So we are getting to, by assisting Prabhupada in becoming Krishna conscious and sharing Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says that there's a branch, just like of the Lord Chaitanya, ISKCON is a branch of the Lord Chaitanya tree in the spiritual world. So we are participating, doing our part, because we are part and parcel. So the more we align ourselves and want Krishna to appear in our heart, it's just like it's said he's already there, right? He didn't have to appear in Devaki's heart. Krishna's everywhere, just like in the Nisringa pastime. Who was it? Hiranyakashipu was so angry at his son that he couldn't control him and couldn't put fear into him. And he said, is you say that your God is everywhere? Is he in this pillar? And Prahlad, some commentators say that when he looked, he saw Krishna. And so he was like, yes. But we know that Krishna, we know theoretically that Krishna is everywhere, that everything is Krishna's energy. Krishna's, it's explained that when Krishna's Krishna's expansions, the Mahavishnu is like an expansion of an expansion. I don't know the exact. And then from that Mahavishnu, he expands into each universe. And then from that Vishnu, he expands into every atom and in between every atom and in the heart and in that same way. So Krishna is situated everywhere. He doesn't have to appear there. But we have to perceive, right? That's what Krishna consciousness is. How to come back to reality, to perceive Krishna's presence, personal presence everywhere, to perceive him within our hearts, like it's being explained here, and to perceive him in others' hearts, and to this Prabhupada says that when you see my shoes, what do you think? The devotee said, well, I think of you. So he said, so that's Krishna consciousness. When you see anything, when ultimately we'll see everything in connection with its who owns it, right? Just like Bhajranarayan Maharaj used to like to say that Prabhupada says that, or had said, he'd heard him personally say that you feel that you're sitting on the ground and you feel some security, right? Because we're on the earth and we know, gravity, it's not going to, what are those, slip holes or whatever they're called? Huh? Sinkhole. We're not thinking like that. Right now we feel some security, but then the more personally realized we are with Krishna being the source of every aspect of all energies, right? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pavartate. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Krishna says, I'm the source of all spiritual and material energies. So in this regard, Prabhupada said, so you feel something, some comfort and security sitting on the earth, but I feel like I'm sitting in the hands of Krishna. Or he also said in that connection that we feel some comfort or nice feeling when we feel the sun rays, right? It's natural. It's warming, it's soothing and whatnot, but the more Krishna conscious we are, the more intimate it is that it's a personal reciprocation with Krishna. And Prabhupada said, I feel the sun rays like my lover's embrace. That's what Bhajranarayan Maharaj was saying. So this is the opportunity to that Prabhupada has given us to perceive Krishna more and more personally, and then to reciprocate through devotion. So I was thinking to read a little, what came to mind from this section was how Krishna is already in the heart, but we have to perceive him in it. I thought of the cleansing of the Gundicha temple. I wanted to read a little bit of the purport there. So, Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who relishes his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Sound familiar? Anybody know the Sanskrit? Punya Shavana Kirtana Vidyantasto Bhadrani Vijunoti Sarit Satam. Yeah, this is Bhagavatam 1:17. So here it says, and then Prabhupada continues, the purport says, if a devotee at all wants to cleanse his heart, he must chant and hear the glories of the Lord, Shri Krishna, Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna. This is a simple process. Krishna himself will help cleanse the heart because he is already seated there. Krishna wants to continue living within the heart, and the Lord wants to give directions. But one has to keep his heart as clean as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept the Gundicha temple. The devotee therefore has to cleanse his heart just as the Lord cleansed the Gundicha temple. In this way, one will be pacified and enriched in devotional service. So that's also a beautiful section that we can do homework on. We can all read that together sometime, or individually, I mean. So yeah, I'll go to this, speak a little bit on this point. So yeah, and the purport Prabhupada says, Yogamaya naturally could not see how it was possible for her to attract Sankarshan. Therefore Krishna addressed her as Shubhe, auspicious, and said, be blessed. Take power from me, and you will be able to do it. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anyone can do anything, for the Lord is present in everything. So this is what Prabhupada said about spreading Krishna consciousness. What's that verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita? One who's able to preach. Huh? One who's empowered by Krishna. What's that? Oh yeah, that's also, yeah, one who has life can preach. But what's that one? That one who's specifically empowered by Krishna can spread. Yeah. Now there's also one verse that I'm looking for in the CC, but I can't remember. So yeah, this is basically to do anything, just like Prabhupada says at different times, that we can't even blink without other empowered beings giving us the ability, right? Krishna ultimately is giving everybody, like it says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the ability in man. And everything, the power to speak, that we're able to think, right? Krishna says, I'm the intelligence of the intelligent. Everything. So it's just a matter of how much we want to see that Krishna is giving us everything, and then utilize what Krishna has given us to serve. It's like when my wife and I were moving from the LA temple to the Denver temple, we passed through Utah, and Charu Prabhu, he said that when you want to be used by Krishna, then unimaginable things will happen. But if you think that you can do it on your own, that you're just using your own abilities, then that's what will happen. Then it's just a limited endeavor. But when we want to be used as an instrument for Krishna's desires, then Krishna Shakti Vinanahe. How does the rest go? Anybody have the mic? With the mic?
Kali Kalera Dharma Krishna Nama Sankirtan Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Tara Pravartana.
In English?
The fundamental religious system in the age of Kali is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Unless empowered by Krishna, one cannot propagate the Sankirtan movement.
So here Yogamaya is being empowered by Krishna to do something that Prabhupada called it a heavy task. I found that interesting too, because it seems like Yogamaya, she does everything, right? There's so many, basically, she is the power of material nature. She can do everything. But still, Prabhupada says it's a heavy task. But Krishna understanding, you can do it. Be blessed. By my power, you will do it. So we pray to Radha Kalachandji that all of us become empowered by Prabhupada and Krishna to do their will and do amazing spiritual activities for sharing, for becoming Krishna conscious. That's the first amazing thing, and then sharing it as widely as possible, like Prabhupada wants us to do. So any reflections or sharings? Brihat?
Prabhu, thank you. I was remembering Bhakti Tirtha Swami this morning, and you reminded me again, he's one of the most striking examples of believing in this statement that with Krishna empowering you, you can do anything. Like Maharaj went behind the Iron Curtain, even as a black man, when there was practically nobody of that, no one looked like that. And somehow, even as a tall, bold person, distributing books, getting chased by the KGB, he somehow made it out alive. And Prabhupada was so pleased when he came back and gave his report. And I was reflecting on how he also became a king in Nigeria, I think. I'm sure there's many other examples. I thought it would be nice to reflect on a few examples.
One thing, when he became friends with Nelson Mandela and did things in South Africa for thousands and thousands of people speaking on stage and having kirtan, and preached to Muhammad Ali.
He wanted to talk to Muhammad Ali, Bhakti Tirtha Swami, so he rented a big, bright white Cadillac limousine, stretch limousine. He rented it. He got a driver, and he put on a bright white suit with tilak, and he came to the front gate of Muhammad Ali's house, and the gatekeeper just let him in, because the way.
I heard in one lecture that when Bhaktitirtha Maharaj came in front of Srila Prabhupada, and I believe it was His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj who said that this is Ganesham, that is Maharaj's name. Prabhupada actually embraced him. And I heard that Prabhupada would never do that to very, very few devotees got that mercy. And I think Prabhupada said that your life is perfect. Those were the words that I heard in one talk.
I just remember the last thing you said was that to share Krishna consciousness. So it just made me think, if we take the S off the word share, we have Hare. And I was just wondering, maybe if you could share Hare, some examples of your own spiritual master and how he would share Radhanath Maharaj, Hare, in Krishna consciousness.
Oh, what first came to mind was, for many years, more than a decade, he was in New Vrindavan. And then Prabhupada told the leader of New Vrindavan that you should preach also, not just do farm activities and whatnot. So they told Radhanath Brahmachari that you should go out and preach. So he would hitchhike. First he would call different universities and set up for him to give lectures, and he would just any class or anything that he thought would, he would call, and he would hitchhike and give talks, and then at a certain stage he would chant even by himself with the harmonium, have a little ladus or some sweets, and then if somebody was attracted and come, he would sit, he would talk with them and share Krishna consciousness. And I think from that, he started different centers and different, also, programs, even had a course in one of the colleges and started small centers. Yeah, but we see his desire. I heard it said, I don't know if I should say this in the mic, that he feels that he's more of a preacher than a guru. I mean, he feels more that that's his service to share, Krishna consciousness. And we can see that, like Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj did so much and extended himself to fulfill the desires of Prabhupada and got embraced by Prabhupada. And when he was leaving his body, he asked Radhanath Swami, please be with me. So it's also sharing. And he said that he just had a few days to live, but then it ended up being weeks. And Radhanath Swami, if you go online, there's one time when after Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj passed away, Maharaj gave a lecture, I think a 6-hour lecture about Bhakti Tirtha Swami, about his glories. And one of the things he said was that they would just share their realizations and talk about Krishna together. And at one time, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was barely holding on and physically, but tears were running down his cheeks, and he was saying, it doesn't get any better than this. Just hearing and sharing Krishna with each other. And then Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj said, but it just keeps getting better. That's just a little something. Any others had something to say too? I saw hands up before.
I've noticed that my association with Radhanath Swami is that he never criticizes anybody. So how does, but he's the manager of some pretty big projects. Chowpatty, there's the Gokula Garden School, and there's the Prabhupada Hospital. All these things. He's managing like a major projects. How does he do that without ever criticizing anybody?
We'll have to ask him, I guess. But one thing comes to mind is the first time I got to serve him when I was a brahmachari in LA. After his stay there, I was leaving the room and I asked Maharaj, please forgive my offenses and my inabilities in trying to serve you. Please forgive my offenses. And I was closing the door and looking at him, and then he was standing and looking. He said, I just try to see the good in the devotees. And then as the door was just about to close, he said, but if I looked, I'd probably find a lot. And that's right when I closed the door. I was like, hey, that's like a Radhanath Swami style of a smash, It's like, he didn't directly. I said, please forgive my faults, or whatever. He said, I just try to see the good in the devotees, but if I looked, I'd find a lot. So he it's an art of how to communicate, and because of his sweet nature, then it brings out the best in all of us. I can't say too much about that anymore. Anybody else? Gokulananda.
Regarding the empowerment that you mentioned, without Krishna's empowerment, no one can preach. So we have the classic example of Arjuna, right? I just thought of Arjuna when he was entrusted upon with the responsibility of after Krishna's departure, Krishna had instructed him to, take all of his wives from Dwarka to Indraprastha, I believe. So then Arjuna happened to encounter the infidel, the local hunters or something. And then he couldn't even fight like an ordinary man. So the same person who had all the celestial weapons and who could single-handedly defeat in that Virat battle, right? Single-handedly defeated all of the stalwarts, right? So that is the classic example I thought of.
That was, all those people were Krishna actually, right? Isn't that revealed afterwards? I mean,
It was Krishna's, it's a long pastime. Basically, when Krishna, Ashtavakra Muni, he had cursed the heavenly damsels who happened to laugh at him, long story short. So then they regretted and they asked for the forgiveness, and he said, okay, so I give you blessing that you will be consorts of Krishna when Krishna enacts his pastimes on this earthly planet. So it is said, Krishna, I'm just trying to remember, Krishna rubbed his palm and the dirt came, and the expansions happened to come out of his palm, and they were sort of merged, and they happened to become the consorts of Krishna. But it was Krishna's own element. Krishna happened to expand himself into those infidel, the hunters. So that way he had to keep up the words of Ashtavakra Muni, that their chastity will be spoiled. And at the same time, because they were connected to Krishna, he had to maintain their chastity. So they were indirectly Krishna themselves, Krishna himself in those forms. So Krishna happened to maintain their chastity. At the same time, he happened to keep up the words of his devotee, Ashtavakra Muni.
yeah, Krishna can do so many things with one pastime. Anybody else? Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Jai Gauranga Prabhu.